Hey everyone, Jedi Luke here. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about the GMMK Pro. We're going to be doing an overview of the unboxing, just kind of my initial thoughts on the release that Glorious has put out about the keyboard, as well as kind of dive into the unboxing review that Glorious streamed on their Twitch. Let's get into this. For those of you who do not know, I have the Glorious GMMK Compact 60% keyboard. These are their keycaps. I have the Glorious Panda switches in here, and then I have some rubber keycaps that I'm actually not too fond of, so I'm not going to tell you where I got them because they're breaking on me. So a lot of what I'm going to be doing when I kind of go through the reference of the GMMK Pro is kind of compare it to the GMMK Compact. So some of you might not be familiar with this keyboard. You might use a different type of mechanical keyboard. So just know I'm very much a noob still when it comes to mechanical keyboards. So please hold your judgment. Happy to answer any questions down below in the comments. Please don't be too critical on me. I still know probably this much about mechanical keyboards, but I'm a fan of Glorious and their products, so that is why I want to dive into the GMMK Pro. I've also pre-ordered this, so I'm in batch number 1. Hopefully we'll be getting an email here soon when it actually is at the facility so we can confirm our order and then get it shipped. So the first part of this video, I'm going to talk about the release and what's available on Glorious's website, give you my thoughts, feedback, kind of insight into that. And then the second part, we're going to be jumping into the stream and unboxing that Glorious did. If you want to watch the VOD yourself, I'll post a link down below so you can go to their Twitch and watch the VOD there. So if you go to PCGamingRace.com, which is Glorious's website, and you click on the button about the GMMK Pro, it'll take you to their specific website. Here, I just want to talk about what you see here. So it's a $70 to reserve now. That's just to reserve it. Once it's actually available, you'll get an email to pay the other $70 to actually put your order in. And they have two colors. They have a black slate, which, I mean, right now I have the black GMMK and it looks good. The fact that it actually says Glorious on the side, and I'm pretty sure they controlled each piece of this build, so they're not using other pieces. I think the black slate looks clean. Myself though, I pre-ordered the white ice, which when you look at the unboxing that they do on Twitch, it's not really white. It's more of like a anodized silver, which is still clean looking and looks very similar to the white GMMK that they have available now. But the thing that I think looks so slick is their stabilizers are clear. I don't know if you can see here, but they're stabilizers, and these are their GOAT stabilizers, what they're called, and they're pre-lubed, pre-clipped, and when we actually get it, we'll take it apart and see what it looks like, if it's actually really lubed well. But the fact that they're pre-lubed, pre-clipped, and they're screw-in stabilizers, so it'll take some of that movement away from stabilizers that are just click-in, which are just the ones that they have now in the GMMK. So as you'll see here, they're pre-launch, currently in production. They're not even in transit to the warehouse yet. The really neat thing about this keyboard too is the fact that it has lights on the side. So you can actually control those lights, turn the RGB off on the keyboard, and just have that illuminate the desk, which I think is going to look pretty slick. It also has a USB-C right smack dab in the middle, which I think is, I wish I had that on my GMMK. So apparently if you buy a GMMK now, they come with a USB-C. Mine does not. It comes with this micro USB-C, and it's just feels flimsy, doesn't feel like it's really connected, and that is one of my big things I'm not a fan about this. So here you see too that it is a gasket. That is a gasket mounted plate design. So what this means is it's going to be dampening the keystrokes and just make it sound that much cleaner. So what you hear is the switch making the noise and not the actual noise of anything else vibrating or moving. CNC aluminum case. This is individually machined and engraved. That is pretty awesome looking. So it has the GOAT stabilizers like we talked in. They're screw in, pre-clipped, factory lubed. So we're definitely gonna have to take those apart and re-lube them because I feel like factory lube is never really that great. The rotary encoder I feel like is going to be weird. It's programmable, controls volume and some media, so I don't know if I'll be using that for really anything at all, just because of the controls I have for my headphones that I'll be using, which are my Arctis Pro wireless. I don't think I'll be using this. Who knows though? If someone else doesn't and they just have things hooked up to their speakers, and maybe this will work for them. And there you go. Do you see that clear stabilizer? That looks so clean. And you got this signature side lighting panel. And look at that, 75% layout, so you get the extra arrow keys here, the home buttons, and then all of the F buttons, so you don't have to use the function key as much as you would in this. I'm still gonna guess that there is some function availability where you can hold down function. The weird thing about this though is when you look at the keycaps, this does not look like a Glorious set of keycaps. For Glorious, their keycaps, you have the Glorious Man as the Windows button and the Ascend button right here. On their website, they just have a plain old escape button and then an actual Windows button. So hopefully this is not the actual keycap set that is going to be for the Pro, but who knows? Maybe it will be. If so, I'll be a little upset. So this is really cool. This is where you'll actually be able to see all the different pieces of this. So you have your rotary encoder, there's the keycaps, there's the switches, there's the aluminum case, the gasket, why can I not say this? The gasket mounted plate, the GOAT stabilizers, 5-pin modular PCB. So on my video that I did with the GMMK, I called it a PBC or a PC something. I did not call it a PCB, so I apologize. I'll call it an actual PCB this time. Then you have your 32-bit ARM processor, the RGB lighting obviously here, and I wonder, it does not look like there is any other RGB lighting, possibly. I could be wrong, but this side lighting might be the only lighting. And of course, removable USB-C cable. Look at that. Here's a more close-up view. Maybe they're clear on both, and it just shows up a little bit better on the white ice. That looks like a really, really slick keyboard. So here's some of now here's some of the specifications behind it. The one thing that I think is going to be crazy is it is going to be 3.3 pounds. That might not seem like a lot, but for a keyboard, that is heavy. This GMMK here, this thing weighs 1.7 pounds, just the keyboard itself. And if you remember from my video when I unboxed it, I thought it was heavy. I still think it's heavy. The only thing though is the keyboard itself is not what's heavy. There are added weights to this. And from what I can see about the GMMK Pro, there's no added weights. That is just all of the metal and the keyboard itself that weighs that much. That is insane. Switch and click, the lady who's doing the unboxing, she makes a joke that you can use it as a weapon. Oh heck yeah, you can use that thing as a weapon. That is a beast of a keyboard. Let me talk about the box real quick. The first time I saw the box, here in this picture it doesn't look too bad, but when you actually see it on the Twitch stream, it looks not great. I don't know why they made it so curvy. Like if you look at it, it is not curvy. This keyboard is kind of pretty square. And so why they made this so curvy, I don't know. And the kind of the rainbow color, it just, it doesn't really look all that great to me, and that is my first initial thought. I'm interested to hear what you think. Personally, I don't like the box. I think it looks kind of crappy, but that is just me. All right, so that is my initial thoughts on the release that Glorious currently has on their website. Now I want to take a minute and dive a little bit into the stream unboxing that they did, so we can kind of see a little bit more in regards to what's going on with the keyboard itself. And then after that, I'll give you my closing thoughts and we'll wrap this video up, because I'm definitely going to be doing a bigger dive into this keyboard when I can actually touch it and feel it and hold it myself. All right, now let's hop over to the Twitch stream that Glorious did with the unboxing with Betty from Switch and Click. And if you're not subscribed to her YouTube channel, you should go and check her out. She's been doing this for a little more than a year now. She's great. She posts like 3 to 5 YouTube videos a week, and she puts out some good quality content. And she knows a lot more about this mechanical keyboard space than I do. All right, the first bit that you'll see is here when looking at the keyboard box again. I'm not a fan of the look. I don't know why. I feel like the way that the other boxes looked were just fine. I do not like the look of the new box whatsoever. And that's just me, and it is what it is. Actually, hold on a second. If we look at the white ice box, I actually like that a lot more. Like, it looks clean. I think it's just the rainbow design on the front of the slate black box that I don't know, it's just not appealing to me for whatsoever. But the white ice box actually looks really nice the way that it is. All right, so now we're going to get into the box. What you find, I think those are extra gaskets that come with it, as well as obviously the stickers. And then you get into it, and there is the keyboard, and it's in a bunch of foam. Like, if you look at that foam there, that is some nice packaging. Because if you remember, if any of you have the GMMK, at least my compact did not come in foam like that. That looks like the packaging that my Sennheiser HD660s came in, which is just that dense foam that's not going to let anything else happen to it. So then here we have your switch puller, obviously, as well as the normal keycap puller. And the initial look at it, I think it looks really nice. Like, it does not look white whatsoever. It is very much silver. Very much so silver. And those stabilizers, the clear stabilizers, wow, I don't know why, but those are just blowing my mind. They look so good. I like that so much. And that, I'm gonna have to take that sticker off because that sticker does not go well with it. But that looks so stinking good. People were asking about why there's like this weird design on this black slate where it's not just like a matte. There's like this weird design. It looks like it has fingerprints all over it to me. People were asking about it, but he didn't make any comments to it. So not sure what that whole thing is. The rotary knob, yeah, I don't know. I'm not a fan of the rotary knob. Not sure what I'll use it for. Okay, so here, that did answer my question. So remember how I said I did not know if there was going to be RGB on it? Obviously, when she plugged it in, there is some RGB. Look how much more. Look how much that lights up. Man, that looks nice. That looks really nice. She has the software, obviously. And you can choose the light on the side. That looks really clean. That looks really clean. That's going to be fun to mess around with. So yeah, if you see the weight here, 3.3 pounds. That is so dang heavy. My word, 1,466 grams. That is literally 2 of the GMMK compacts. 2 of them. And this thing is heavy. Like, it feels really heavy. Like, it feels heavy and stable, but again, there's 4 weights in the back of this thing. That is crazy that that thing weighs twice as much. That is a nice, thick, braided cable. That looks really nice. I guess it looks about as thick as the GMM cable already. I like that it's white though, so it'll match. So I guess step one of removing it is pulling off the rotary knob. So it looks like the first screws are on the back. So it is going to be a lot different than the current GMMK. When I took the screws out and took this keyboard apart, all the screws were on the front. But again, this is mounted a lot different. It's a gasket mounted keyboard. So that, Oakley, out please. So that is just the aluminum case. So there's this foam. Everyone was freaking out about this foam. And I guess this goes in between. And this is going to be helping with the dampening a little bit. Did you need me for something? The candy? Yeah. I just put them in there. Yeah, I don't see this foam anywhere talked about on the actual website. I don't see where that is put in there. Maybe they added this part? And I'm watching this without sound, so again, if you guys want to go in and dive into this video yourself, please go ahead and do that. This is just my review of watching that video, and obviously it's gonna be a lot easier when I can see it myself. So now they're gonna take the PCB off of the plate. So one thing that I hope this keyboard fixes that was a downfall with the GMMK is the screws where the plate and the PCB are. Some of the switches would sound different with how close they were to a screw. And my guess is that's going to be different with here. It's going to be more of a sturdy feeling. But that was something that was kind of a downfall for me, is if the screw was right next to where I put the switch, it would give me one sound. But if I did it somewhere else, like it should sound the same no matter what switch I'm clicking. Some more cushioning. Look at that. More cushioning even. This is hopefully just gonna sound amazing. Do you see there's two sets of cushioning, the one on the very bottom and then there's another one there between the PCB and the plate. Wow. That is sweet. They don't have any of that. If you go back to the website, maybe that is some cushioning there. I don't think so actually. Maybe there is. Maybe that cushioning is there. I am not sure. I guess those two pieces right there, that's the cushioning. That's cushioning, that's cushioning. For whatever reason, this 32-bit ARM processor is somewhere that should be right here, but it's not actually seen. Okay. There's the PCB with the screw-in stabilizers. So many screws. Here we go. They're putting the glorious Panda switches in there. Look at that. That looks so nice. Oh, that's a new one. That's a new feature. They do not have that one right now. Did not hear anything. Alright, so it's obviously going to be a little nicer when I can get my hands on this keyboard myself and feel it, put my switches in it, put the keycaps on it, test it, do a sound test, just because they didn't have the best audio to do that. And my audio through audio is not going to sound good. But the time and attention that they put into building this keyboard is evident. I can see it and it looks so nice. And you can tell it is 5 calibers above the current GMMK. And the GMMK they have now is great. It's so nice. They went above and beyond for the GMMK Pro, and I'm so excited to get my hands on it and see it myself. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch through this video. I know it wasn't a true unboxing or review, but hopefully we'll get to that soon. within the next couple of months, whenever I get my hands on that keyboard. I'll keep you guys up to date if you want to keep up with me on Twitter. But remember, I love you, God loves you. Let's continue to improve every day. Thanks for stopping by. See ya.